This happened about 6 months ago, but I still think about it almost every night before I fall asleep. My dad passed away in October. He was 73. Not a shocking death, just old age catching up, quietly and kindly. He passed in his sleep, peacefully, in the small house he'd lived in for nearly 40 years. When I came up to help clear out the house, I was surprised how little he'd changed anything since the 90s. Same brown shag carpet, same yellowing wallpaper, same landline, yes, an actual corded phone sitting on the kitchen counter, and next to it, an old Panasonic answering machine. One of those clunky black boxers with tiny cassette tapes inside. He never got into smartphones. Barely used email. That machine was his connection to the world. I figured I'd check the machine out of curiosity. There was one blinking red light. One new message. That struck me as strange. He'd been gone for over a week, and the phone had already been unplugged when I got there. But I plugged the machine back in and pressed play. It crackled for a few seconds, and then I heard a voice I hadn't heard in over 20 years. "Hi Jim, it's Karen. I don't know if this number still works, but I had a dream about you last night. Thought I'd call." I froze. Karen was my mother. She died in 1999. My parents split up when I was 9. Mom died of a heart attack 2 years later. My dad never barely even dated. Just stayed in that house, surrounded by his old books and classical records, and a garden full of dead roses. The voice on the machine was 100% hers. Not kinda sounded like, not maybe. It was her. And it wasn't from a tape he'd saved. The message was dated 3 days after he died. I played it again. Same voice, same tone. Calm, sweet, maybe a little tired. "I had a dream about you last night. Thought I'd call." That's all she said. Then the machine beeped, and the message ended. I took the whole answering machine home with me, pulled out the tape, brought it to a guy who digitizes audio for a living. He said the tape looked original, nothing added or spliced. He asked if it was some old voicemail I wanted preserved. I told him no, and I never mentioned the date. I called AT&T to check the call log. The landline account was still active, but there was no incoming call recorded on the day the message was left. No number, no entry, nothing. Just the voice on that machine. I don't know what I believe anymore. I'm not into ghosts. I don't believe in mediums or seances or all that TV nonsense. But sometimes I wonder if my dad heard it, too. If he knew she called. If maybe, after all those years, he was finally ready to pick up.